So welcome back. We are now going to look at data which hasn't been structured, which isn't structured in a numpy array for us already. So before we get started, hopefully you've seen the previous video. I advise that you look at it. We're going to go into our, not cd Emacs, that makes no sense. We're going to go into our a.py, which I always work from, and open it up on the right hand side, and we're just going to select all of this and we're going to delete it because we no longer need it. We're not working with Cypher 10 today. And we can come to my website again, onto the resources tab under community, and we're going to use the UCI machine learning repository because there's a dataset there I know that's just separate, which is a CS3, which is comma separated. Yeah, comma separated. I've completely forgotten what the V stands for there. I'll probably remember at some point. So what we want to do is we want to go to this page and we want to sort by classification. How many attributes do we want? We want less than 10. So attributes are kind of the things that describe our data. You know, if it's a car, it might be color and number of wheels or number of doors. That's an attribute. And how many instances do we want? We don't want loads like in the previous dataset because we actually want to work with this going forward. So we're going to have a slightly smaller dataset that everyone can easily download onto their laptop and play along with. And the dataset we're actually going to use, because I already know about, is this iris dataset. And what we have is we've got 5 attributes: sepal length, width, and petal length and width, and then our classes. And there's 3 classes that we could possibly classify each of the images into. And we're going to come into this data folder, and inside there you've got something called iris.data, and if we click on that, it will automatically, whoops, I accidentally clicked open, didn't I? That was a mistake. Hopefully our computer doesn't crash. Shouldn't do. So if we now go to our downloads, we've got iris.data. Now I've already got this, but just as in the previous video, which again I recommend you watch if you haven't, we're going to come into our home and put it in this data folder. So in data we've got this thing called iris.data. Let's go to our Emacs now, our text editor. I'm going to close this down quickly. It's being annoying. Sorry about that. So where are we? So we're in the same directory as always, and if we cd into data, then we're going to, and if we list what we have there, we've got our iris.data. So let's go back one directory. And what we need to do first though, before we get started, because I said our goal is always to get it into a numpy array, and the whole point of this dataset is that it's not already in a numpy array, but it's in a CSV format. So we have to install a framework, which is really cool, or library, called pandas. So we're going to do pip3 install pandas. Just collect it, let that happen, and then we're going to go back into our Python script. So let's open that up and bring it over to the right hand side, make the text big. And the first thing we're going to do, of course, is make sure we're actually importing it, because otherwise nothing will work. So we've imported pandas now, and again, it's not already in a numpy array, and we want to get into a numpy array, so we'll obviously be importing numpy as np. And we're going to create, so this isn't a pandas video, it's just using pandas, but we're going to make something called a data frame. And inside data frame we're going to have this pd.read CSV, because that's the format our data is in. And again, we just need to go to our file, which is iris.data, and then we're going to have a parameter called header equals none. And we actually need to make a list of something that I'm going to call attributes. So this doesn't exist yet, we're about to make it. So we just go above here, let's create a variable called attributes, and inside there we're going to store a list and this list is going to be all of our let's just go back here. Our list is going to just be these 5 things here: our sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and class. So we know that. So let's go back. So we've got sepal length, sepal width. Hopefully I'm spelling everything correctly. Then we have petal length as before, and petal width. And we'll also have class. Now class is whoops. So our class is just sorry, I was doing something there. These 3. So some people, you know, you can call them tags, you can call them classes, you can call them categories, whatever. This is what we want to classify when we actually make our first classifier in the next video. So we've got our data frame and we've got our attributes. So we can actually just print this now, and we do this by doing with the following function: our data frame head. And we're going to come to our terminal, which I actually want on the left hand side, and we're just going to execute our script, which if you're on Windows might just be hitting F5. If you're on Linux, then you're probably doing something similar to what I'm doing. Let's open that on the right hand side again. So what we've done here is we've got our data set, and it's actually only giving us the first 5 rows, but there's, I think there was, how many instances was there? 150. So there would be 150 rows in total, but it's only giving us the first 5 rows. And here we can see the class of each of these rows, which happens to be the same. And then we've got some parameters such as the petal width, length, sepal length and width, and so on. So we've got our data frame, and we're just going to leave that there so you can see what's going on. And what we want to do, again, what's the goal? It's to get this into a numpy array so we can actually start applying some cool algorithms to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to define this variable called x, which in machine learning is always used generally. It's used a lot as our data, and it's always capital X, and then we have a small y, which represents our tags or our classes in our classifier. So that's really easy because this one's just going to be an np.array. They're both going to be numpy arrays. But all we're going to do inside here is have our data frame column class. So we're now creating an array of 150 elements, right? Because there's 150 rows, and each element is just going to be the class of that row. So it's going to be iris. So the first 5 elements in this would be iris setosa, iris setosa, iris setosa, and so on. Then in here, what we're going to do is, again, we want to convert the following into a numpy array. So what's the actual data? What do we want? We don't actually care about its position. We only care about its features or attributes, we're going to call them, it's more accurate. So we only care about the attributes. So we need to do some splicing. And luckily, pandas actually gives us a really cool function, which is called iloc. And all we need to do is it's split into columns and rows. So first rows, how many rows do we want? We want all of them. Alternatively, in here you could type 150 because there's 150 rows. But we're going to just say all of them because that's neater. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you would have to do 150 inside brackets. I don't think so. Maybe we can test it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then next we want to do a splice because we only want elements 1, 2, 3 and 4 because this is 0, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the way we do that is actually by doing 0 to 4. 4 is included, 0 is not. So this is essentially saying everything higher than 0, including the endpoint, is going to go into this array. And let's actually print x to start off with. And voila, now we've got 150 rows of our attributes. And then next what we can do is we're going to just print our tags. sorry, our classes, the right word to use since that's what we're using. And now we can print y. And here we've got all of our class tags. And what's really useful now is that at position element space 0, this is going to be the tag, the class for this tag, and so on. So what we've basically got is two arrays, and their positions correspond to their they correspond to each other. So at 0, 0, you've got the correct tag. So yeah, so if you wanted the essentially if you wanted the tag for x element 4, it would be y 4, right? So it'd be the same elements. So it's really cool. And with this, actually, it's enough to go on. So at this point, we're actually all ready to start creating a program or developing an algorithm which can actually do some predicting. So I'm going to stop there, because the point of this video was just to show you how to get data which isn't in the format of a numpy array into a numpy array. And we've achieved that. So if you've thought that was useful, then please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you've got any questions, and check out the website for some resources. And thank you for watching.